G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden, a video, organic gardening tips. Now, if you're looking at starting a new organic garden, maybe you're just building one, you want to learn more about it, well this video is for you. Now, this garden was made over a period of around about 5 years. At this time, it was 4 years old, so it shows you what can be done with no sprays and using permaculture systems, building good soils, habitats, getting lots of food out of a tiny space. All right, watch the video. I'll see you at the end because I'm going to provide more value there and we'll have some questions and more tips for you. All right, let's get into the video, guys. G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. Now I've got an exciting video for you guys today. This is something that I have been putting in little pieces of my videos over the years about creating a balanced garden. Well, I've just created this sheet of paper. I've been working on this new video and wanted to get it right. And so what we've got is the title, Mini Permaculture Ecosystem. Now I might come up with a better title for something like that along the video, but as I work I like to write down these bullet points, and the bullet points that I've got written down here to consider the elements: sun, wind, water, soil and the seasons. Let's start off with the sun first, because the sun is our energy. This is what creates and makes things grow. This is what helps the photosynthesis kick in. This is what feeds the soil down below through photosynthesis. So the sun is very important. We need to watch that in our garden, especially in a new garden. We're still getting used to the seasons of how the sun moves over, when it's higher in the summer and lower in the winter, and how we can take advantages of that. So we need to watch our sun to plan accordingly to make these mini ecosystems. Now the next part is wind, right? You see, wind is super important because we don't want to stop all the wind, because then we're going to have fungal problems. It's going to get too hot and it's just not going to work. The garden's not going to work. What we want to do is break the wind up. So if we've got like a strong concrete wall like this and the wind comes in, it hits it straight up, it goes bang, hits it and rolls over and then spins out and keeps accelerating. I actually seen waves like do that in the tsunami. Energy works like that. Wind and water works like that. But what we do is we create these windbreaks down the cooler ends of our garden, and we actually have it thinned out, so when the wind hits it, it splays out and spreads out and slows down, and that way we get good air circulation, and we're also starting to trap some of that heat from the sunlight. And I've got like a little fenced off area down the southern end of my garden where the cool winter winds come through, and I block that off, slow it down, and allow that heat that's coming through from the sun to be trapped in there, especially in the winter time when I want to keep growing these subtropical and tropical plants, because I really struggle here. I'm right on the temperate and subtropical, so pushing the edges with these ecosystems. But you can see from my plants that they're doing quite well, right? The next one is water. I've got my list here, water. Now, water is super important, obviously. Without water, we're all dead. Nothing will grow. So we need to understand water, how water works. Well, I like to have water, I prefer rainwater, right? Structured water. If you get a chance, check out structured water on YouTube so you get a deeper understanding. But structured water is water that basically falls out of the sky and can be made in many different ways by imitating what falls out of the sky. When it falls out of the sky, it's picking up nitrogen and oxygen and creating a lot, like really makes the soil just take off. Everyone knows how good things look after the rain, and even drinking rainwater just tastes different, right? It's got this different element to it. It's got this life to it. It makes things really grow. So when it's raining, we want to trap the water in our soil profiles. We want to get it down nice and deep, so every time it rains, we're storing water like a water bank. I call my soil profile a water bank. And what it does is every time it's going down and you're building your soil profile, it's going down deeper and deeper into the soil as your soil is getting better and better and holding and storing in the soil. Now, if your soil becomes hydrophobic and there's no life in it, the water just runs away. It does exactly the opposite. So what we want to do is build our soils to trap that rainwater, and also when it's not raining, when we're watering with our hoses and things like that, that we water less. We just want to trap that water all the time. So there's the water tip. If you've got a rain tank, make sure you take advantage of it. The next one is soil. So I pretty much covered that with the water, right? We need water going into the soil. We need air going into the soil. Soil needs to be structured and not too dense. The best type of soil is a blocky soil. So they're sort of sitting on top of each other, the particles, and allowing that air to circulate through the soil, the roots to move through it, the little invertebrates to be able to move through it, and then we want to have the soil start to build up over time. And on top of our soil, we want to have a humus layer, which is like the area where it's all starting to break down and go all funky, then on top of our mulch. This is where the worms, compost worms and earthworms, will move through and start feeding on that soil and start building up that soil biology. The fungi and all the different microbes are moving through there. And as that sort of is breaking down and turning into carbon, all the microbes are just firing off, feeding the plants back up. And you've got this amazing symbiosis, if that's the right word for it. But you've got this amazing synchronized system all working together. So when you put those elements together into action, that's when you start to get a really healthy, productive garden. And that's when all the insects, all the frogs, all the birds and everything just start moving in. And when you're getting rain, you got these frogs going whop, whop, whop. You listen outside, you hear all the different bird calls. It's just absolutely unreal, the crickets at nights. And you can do that in the city, in suburbia, wherever you are. You just believe me, if you build it, they will come. There's a movie like that. Who knows the name of the movie? Kevin Costner. Put it down below in the comments box. Anyway, if you dig this and you're digging the channel and you're getting some value from it, I teach small space. All right, so how's that? Some really good tips and tricks there about getting your photosynthesis right, so it's sending good energy and carbon down the soil, building your soil banks, so every time you're putting and doing no-dig gardens, you're building on top, building a deeper water bank, so water stores in there. You're building habitat below the soil and above the soil for all the wildlife, so it all balances out and you get amazing food at home. Now you create nice little windbreaks and trap the heat and then put some potted plants around and things like that. And before you know it, man, you're growing a lot of food. Now, if you've got any question about any organic gardening tip questions that you've got, leave them down below for you. And come and see me at the live shows. Usually they're 9:30 a.m. Sydney, Australia time through the weekdays at the moment. And I'd love to hear what you think about this garden or anything we're talking about on topic at that time. Be awesome to see you there. Have a great day. Happy gardening. And we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now. Don't forget a thumbs up, guys. And subscribe. See you soon.